Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Oh man, let me tell you something straight from the heart. I've been glued to General Hospital for more years than I can count, and right now it's got me chuckling and shaking my head all at once. Just when I thought the folks in Port Charles couldn't stir up any more trouble, along comes Michael Corinthos with a plan that feels like something out of those old cowboy movies my daddy used to watch. You know the saying, sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire? And that's exactly what that boy looks like he's fixing to do. I saw the worry etched all over Michael's face the other day, and it hit me right in the chest. He's not some hot-headed kid anymore. He's a grown man with two little ones counting on him, Wiley and Amelia. Those kids are his whole world, bless their hearts. After everything that's gone down with Willow trying to pin that shooting mess on him like it was nothing, Michael's done playing nice. He's got good reason to believe she's the one who put Drew in that wheelchair, not some random stroke like everybody first thought. Now she's living under the same roof with Drew, acting like everything's just peachy, and Michael's scared to death she might try to finish what she started. No daddy worth his salt is going to sit back and let that happen to his babies. So what's he going to do? From what I'm seeing, Michael's cooking up a scheme to get somebody, maybe that caretaker Travis over at Drew's place, to slip a little listening device right into the house. Quick distraction, maybe a friendly bribe or two, and boom, ears in the walls. I reckon it's sneaky, sure, but when your kid's safety's on the line, a man does what a man's got to do. I've raised a couple of my own, and let me tell you, there were times I'd have moved mountains or bent a few rules if it meant keeping them out of harm's way. Michael doesn't want Wiley and Amelia spending another minute in that house, if there's even a chance. Willow's still dangerous. Now, here's the part that really gets me thinking. We all know Willow can't be tried again for that shooting business. Double jeopardy, they call it. One of those fancy legal terms that means once is enough in the eyes of the law. But if Michael catches her on tape saying or planning something else that could hurt Drew, well, that changes everything. It wouldn't hold up in a courtroom, I know that much, but it sure would give him the upper hand to sit her down and say back off or else. He could even spin it like he was just trying to keep the kids safe, which in a way he is. You never know what folks will spill when they think nobody's listening. One wrong word from Willow about Drew, or maybe even something she's already done, and Michael's got the leverage he needs to protect his family. I gotta be honest with you, I feel a little tug for Willow too. She's been through her share of hard knocks, and life in Port Charles ain't easy on anybody, but you can't go around hurting people and expect to keep playing the perfect mama. Michael's not being mean-spirited about this. He's fighting for what's right in the only way he knows how right now. Those kids deserve a safe home, not one full of secrets and danger. It reminds me of something my old grandpappy used to say. Blood's thicker than water, but love's what holds it all together. Michael loves those little ones more than life itself. And that's why he's willing to take this risk. From what I'm seeing, Michael's hoping this sneaky plan with the listening device will finally give him the upper hand to win sole custody of Wiley and Amelia. He wants to prove, plain and simple, that Drew's house is no place for those babies to be living. Not even close. He figures if he can catch Willow saying the wrong thing on tape, especially if it shows she's still a danger, then the courts will have to listen. Lord knows he's tired of sharing those little ones with a home that feels more like a powder keg than a safe place. And get this, it might get even better for him. If that bug picks up, talk about how Willow really hurt Drew, and if it catches Nina Reeves being in on it too, Michael could hand the whole thing over to the police. I'm talking real evidence, the kind that might actually stick. Dante Falconeri is a good cop, solid as they come, and that District Attorney Justine Turner doesn't strike me as the type to let serious stuff slide. Between the two of them, something might finally get done about all this mess. Wouldn't that be something? After all the times the law seemed powerless because of that double jeopardy rule, this could be the break Michael's been praying for. What really tugs at my heart, though, is hearing how the kids are doing. Poor little Wiley, he flat out doesn't like being in that house with Drew. Even though Drew's stuck in that wheelchair now, can't move or talk much, Wiley still remembers the fear from before. That kind of scar doesn't fade easy on a young boy. And little Amelia, bless her heart, she's having nightmares about the scary monster in the wheelchair. Can you imagine? These are just babies, and they're carrying around fear like that. No wonder Michael's willing to bend the rules a bit. Any decent parent would feel the same fire in their belly. I've raised kids of my own, and let me tell you, there's nothing worse than knowing your little ones aren't sleeping peaceful at night. Michael loves Wiley and Amelia more than life itself. This isn't about revenge for him. It's about giving those children a safe, happy home where they don't have to be afraid. He's fighting the only way he knows how right now, and I respect that. Sure, slipping a listening device into someone's house isn't exactly playing by the book, but when your baby's well-being is on the line, sometimes you got to get creative. I keep thinking about how these stories mirror real life in a funny way. Families are messy, people make mistakes, they hurt each other, they fight for what they love, and somehow they keep going. That's why I stick with this show through all the drama, because deep down, it's about love, protection, and doing right by your own. I'm rooting hard for Michael to pull this off without it blowing up in his face. I want to see him get those kids full time and give them the peace they deserve. Michael's hoping this listening device he wants slipped into Drew's house will be the key to winning sole custody of Wiley and Amelia. He doesn't want those babies spending another day in a place that doesn't feel safe. He figures if he can catch Willow on tape saying or doing something that proves she's still dangerous, the courts will finally see that Drew's house is no home for his kids. No shared custody, no back and forth, just him being the full-time daddy those little ones need. I've been a father myself, and I know that deep down ache when you worry your children aren't in the right place. Michael's carrying that weight heavy right now. What really gets me is how far this could go. If that little bug picks up conversations about how Willow actually hurt Drew, and if it catches Nina Reeves being part of it too, Michael might hand everything straight over to the police. Dante Falconeri is a stand-up guy, the kind of cop you trust to do the right thing, and District Attorney Justine Turner doesn't seem like she lets serious matters slide. Between the two of them, they just might be able to make something stick this time. We all know Willow can't be tried again for the shooting because of that double jeopardy rule, but fresh evidence of new harm, that could change the whole game. Michael's smart enough to know the recording might not hold up perfect in court, but it sure could give him the power to protect his family. And speaking of the kids, my heart just breaks when I think about little Wiley and Amelia. That sweet boy Wiley flat out doesn't like being in that house with Drew. Even though Drew's stuck in a wheelchair now and can't move or talk much, Wiley still remembers the fear from before, the kind that sticks with a child and doesn't wash away easy. He gets quiet and uneasy every time he has to go there. Then there's precious little Amelia. Bless her heart, she's been having nightmares about the scary monster in the wheelchair. Can you imagine a tiny girl waking up scared like that night after night? It tears me up just thinking about it. No child should have to carry that kind of fear. Michael sees it, he hears it, and that's why he's willing to take this chance with the listening device. He's not doing it to be mean or spiteful. He's doing it because he loves those babies more than anything in this world. Lord willing, this plan of his doesn't blow up in his face like so many schemes do on this show. But that's what keeps me coming back every single day, the way these characters feel like old neighbors down the street. Flawed, stubborn, full of heart, and always one twist away from changing everything. I can't wait to see how it all shakes out. Will Michael get the proof he needs? Will Willow slip up and say too much, or will things take another turn nobody sees coming? Whatever happens, I'll be right here on my couch, coffee in hand, rooting for Michael to come out on top. Because at the end of the day, family's everything, and that boy's just trying to do right by his. You feel me? These stories hit different when you've lived long enough to know what really matters.